Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be an unboxing of the Next World Tarot. This is the mass-produced version. Here's the back of the box. So I got this off of Amazon. And let's see if we can just get in a little closer here. A little bit. Okay. So I got this off of Amazon. It was just released, was it the beginning of this month? The beginning of February, I think. And I've had it because I pre-ordered it. And I just have not had a chance to do anything with it. But first, it comes with a little white book, so to speak. So you get a little snippet about the deck, and then you get into, like it has a spread there, or 3 spreads. Well, I mean, I guess 4 if you want to count the 1 card guide. And then it just goes into explanation of the cards. So here's what the back of the cards look like. And first, can I tell you, this is ginormous for my hand. Like, I can't, if you can see. So there's no way. I would have to do hand over hand shuffling with this deck, because there's just no way for me. So, I'm going to say the cardstock, it's a little flimsy to me. I've had tarot decks that were better. So I don't know. I guess because I can't shuffle how I usually shuffle, I might not be as concerned about the bending of the cards and such. But if I have to, okay, like if you see here, can you see that little upturn here on the card? That would concern me as far as doing hand over hand, because it's going to hit the edges as you're going hand over hand. And so will this damage happen to the other cards? So that to me would be a concern. I like the feel of the cards. They're matte and they feel very nice. And so we'll just do a quick, I guess, flip through of the cards. See if we can get in a little bit closer here so you can see better. Okay, so it is a large deck for me. I would not trim it, but it is pretty big for my hands. Just as the I forget the name of it. Was it like the Everyday Something Tarot, which also has modern imagery on it, which I do like. I really like that deck, but that too was big for my hands. I did trim that deck down. But this one, I don't think so. Part of why I trimmed that one down was because it was too big for my hand, but it was also kind of, I didn't care for the bigger borders as much. This border is not that intrusive to me. What I like about this deck is the multiculturalism, and there is nudity, so if that's a problem, well, it's there. So yeah, I like the multiculturalism of this deck. I like the body types of this deck. It's it's not all slender and figures. It's more realistic, especially in America, because we do have a high rate of obesity in America. But the imagery is also something that sorry, I can more easily relate to, because it's more modern imagery and everything. And so for me, it is, you can see it's a different name for the hangman. It's suspension. But if it's easier for me to read, especially since I am not I am more of a novice at tarot reading. So I am just going to flip through the rest of this deck and let you see the rest of these cards. And I like how we have the signs as well as the element and the planetary association. So if you're into astrology, you get the planetary associations. I am not familiar with astrology, but I still appreciate that. And astrology is something that at some point I would love to get into. Now with the, I'm sorry, not the court cards, but with the minor arcana, I like that we get the keywords here as well, which I like a deck that I don't have to feel beholden to the guidebook, that I have to rely on the guidebook for some kind of guidance or trying to understand the card meanings. I do like the feel of the cards. I just wish the card stock was just a little bit thicker or a little more substantial. But, I mean, it's not the worst card stock I've ever had. But it's not the best. And here you have the court cards. Now, look at that tree, those trees. I like that. You see this one here, it's turmoil. And so that tells me this is a card where there's a lot going on. You're in a place of almost, I guess, despair. She's sitting on boxes and she's inside of her, what looks like might be an apartment because it looks like a high-rise kind of thing. Because you see the buildings here that's almost level with where she's at. We have buildings in the community that's for sale. So it's telling me the community is almost as bad as on the inside. But, and again, let's bear in mind, I am not a tarot reader, so I could be wrong. But here, kind of, I don't know. I don't know. If this is like a plant that's newly growing, then that kind of symbolizes hope to me. But then, because you have these green leaves like sprouting out, and then here brown, which could be the branch, because I'd hate to think it's a leaf browning and dying, but yeah, I don't know. And it's dark outside. It's like maybe it's dusk. I like how she is secure. It says security. She is secure and walking this tightrope. It's windy. because you see her clothes blowing. It's windy. She's holding the umbrella back behind her, which would catch the wind. But she is walking with all the confidence in the world that she is not falling off. Then you have the moon phases in the background there. Make sure that, okay. I like how they did that there. They reversed the queen, but it's a male figure. And then the king is a female figure. Okay. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that heart. It has band-aids on it, knives sticking in it. Oh goodness. Let's squat up there. I do like the artwork in this deck. I feel like, brings out a visceral feeling in you. Just looking at some of these cards, some of them are so harsh. A lot of them are just very harsh, very reality check like, you know. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, but it's kind of like a reality check. Oh, this is just, I mean, it's like devastating to look at this card here. And the Ten of Swords in a lot of decks have always been, you know, yikes to me. That's just devastating to me. So yeah, I do like that this deck, like I said, it's more realistic figures, relationships, you know. So that's something that I do like. I feel like this is a deck that is not gonna be, that'll make you come to terms with things. Not a lighthearted deck at all, in my opinion. Okay, just make sure that didn't have cards stuck to it. Oh gosh, okay, there we go. This one had it reversed. So these last ones were... Oh no, I'm sorry. For some reason I thought that said king and that's knight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's me. And again, we have a reversal of the male as the queen card and then the female as the king. So, oh, I forgot to turn this back. So yes, that is the Next World Tarot. I did not have the independently published deck, and it was something that I did want from even back then, and I just never got it. I think probably cost-wise, I'm not sure. So, but this, I'm glad that I got this one now. So that's something that I'm glad is a part of my collection. So thank you for watching, and blessed be.